Good afternoon, heroes and heroines, and welcome to Practising Programming in C, in which we're going to continue making our configuration file parser. I think this will probably be quite a short one actually. I'm just going to, I think what I'd like to do is get the tokenizer finished. So it's actually getting all the different types of tokens out. And then just call it a day basically. So it could be 10 minutes, it could be 2.5 hours until Hamadero. Yeah, but we'll see. So I think the skip whitespace function is actually a bit not quite right. You can see it's going to skip. Basically, it's going to skip all of the. Actually, hang on a minute. Well, that is equal to that. Actually, no, that is right. Yeah, because if it's a space, a new line, or a tab, it'll skip it. Yeah, so that is fine. I think it might be fine actually to also just skip white space first of all up here. I think we need to figure out also here. So when this is what we're not skipping actually, isn't it? So this is a single line comment. It's while that is not a new line, so it's going to go to the end of the new line, end of the line. While it's not a new line, it's going to increase the length and then push the token. But we're going to be sitting on that new line. Oh, mind you, then we've got this plus plus b down here. I wonder if we shouldn't be doing plus plus b actually, because we could potentially also here on the multi-comment close, that's going to be this character here. We're going to end up moving the pointer until it is here, but then it's going to sit there, right? So it's going to be positioned just before the asterisk, and then we're going to do the plus plus b, plus plus pointer, so it's going to be positioned just after the asterisk. Really, we want it to actually skip past the whole closing thing. So I think really what we want to be doing is saying well, it's actually right, so that'll skip it past the thing, and then the while loop, when we come back around to here, that'll just continue to skip white space. This thing down here is going to iterate up to the new line. It's going to push a token. Then I suggest that we just plus plus b here. So that'll stick us past after the new line, which I think should be correct. I mean, although you could sort of say that skip whitespace would just handle that. Don't know. let's do a string next. I mean, another thing that I was also thinking of. So if you look at this, right? These token strings, they're either 1 or 2 characters long, right? So I was sort of thinking, like, instead of doing this whole strings differ, you essentially say like I mean, in some sense, it's even switching, like you're switching on the yeah. Let's see if that works. It's a bit weird, but what I'm basically driving at is, rather than doing the whole strings differ, you just check the character that you're at against the first character of the token string, right? So this is going to be, I wonder if you can do this actually. It's possible you can't. Labeled not reduced to, yeah, you can't. Okay, that's unfortunate. But if you do, yeah, you can do that. Yeah, I mean, that could get a bit tweaky actually. So maybe it's just better to do the strings differ. See, strings differing on all of the dudes. And also, I think this is where Casey had a table-driven thing. So basically, sort of for looped over the token strings, checking if the strings differ with the thing. So maybe I should do that actually. Let's do one more case. Right, so we've at least got 3. So we've done that. Let's say if beta pointer is equal to that, would that be right? Yeah. Then we're saying we found a string. Plus the b dot pointer. And then we say the t content base is equal to the b pointer. And then while that does not equal I think Well, actually, that is further on than the location. Do not equal that. And this. Right. So that's checking that it's not a backslash escaped quote mark. While that is the case, plus the pointer. Once that is no longer true, we'll be sitting on the closing quote mark. We'll be sitting on the closing quote mark. So we should just say that the token, we also need to be incrementing the token content length. And then I think once we've done this, we should be able to just push the token. And then we can increment the pointer past the thing. So what's going on there? Oh. Okay, so I think that's correct. Just see what that does. Whoa. Two, 3. So while this so it doesn't like that check, is it? Sorry. Did I remove the null pointer? The null terminator? From the buffer? I didn't remove the null terminator from the buffer. I wonder why that isn't actually... So that should be saying, while it's not the null pointer, the null terminator. wonder where it's getting that from. Oh, right, yeah, that's one of the delimiters. Yeah. Plus pointer. It's probably because of this, actually, isn't it? If B, take all that, is less than the size, then you can do that. Same thing as in here. If that take away the location, actually, if that plus that take away the location is less than the size, then we can do this. So that's the same as it was. What am I missing here? Also, I think this is where Casey had an advanced function, isn't it? I think I might just, well, I mean, I do want to make sure this works, actually. I mean, basically, the final thing it's going to pass is... Ah. I need to check this, don't I? Yeah, that's all it was. So yeah, let's make that advanced function. And this is by the advanced by the count, I guess. No, it's not count, it's distance. And then it's like, if buffer pointer plus the distance take away the location is less than the buffer size, then we do buffer pointer. Right. And then here we do actually, it could just be that. Advance that by 1. Yeah. And then here we do advance by the string length of that. Yep. Here we want the advance by 1. Okay, cool. So that's all working fine. So we're passing in the strings. We need to pass in the braces. I mean, we really need to be keeping it the same. We need to keep the same format, I reckon. Actually, this isn't really token string as such, it's token double quote. Isn't it? Well, yeah, 'cause you can see we don't actually have a double quote in here. Let's add it in. So we can actually match against that string, token strings. Yeah, I think that seems okay. Then it's a token open brace. And then it's literally yeah, I mean the interesting thing is that an open brace is literally just that. And the length is 1. And then you want to advance past it. Right. Okay, so we've got some more stuff coming in there. And we need the colons. I think semicolon is the final thing, isn't it? Now, I think actually we shouldn't actually hit this else case now, I don't think. Because I think we're tokenizing everything. Strangely enough. And let's just, rather than printing out, let's just do that. Okay, so there was someone handled. So what was it finding? HMML slash dir equals, oh, identifiers, right, that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah. So else if car is valid, identify character. Actually, yeah, it's a uint, isn't it? Valid identifier character, what do they call it? Okay. Right, C is equal, greater than or equal to that. And we're not allowing numbers, are we? Like, we don't have any numbers in the thing, so we could just say I mean, they're also all lower cased actually. if it is one of them. I mean, this might need a bit more checking, potentially, because even if something starts valid, it could become not valid. So I guess you need to actually check that the entire thing is actually still valid. Unless that's part of the parser, actually. Because you could conceivably have a situation where a valid identifier character must be where an identifier must be followed by a space and then an equals, then a space. You know, so even if you did have, like, even if you did have that, so it was valid up to the PRO was valid, and then the 1 popped us out of this. Even if that happened, then when we come to parse it, we should find that this should fail the parser, because it wouldn't be a space. So yeah, maybe we don't need to check that, actually, at this point. And then push it, and we shouldn't need to advance because we've already advanced. Okay. So that's that. We should just... Oh, we need the equals, don't we? Yeah, let's just stick that up here. Yes, we've got that. So in the final thing, we should just find that everything gets parsed apart from that number, probably. The number 4. Yeah. And there's an unhandled null, it seems. If is number. We should need to pass that. So if that is number, take second base pointer, and then while this is number, what's that? Push token, yeah. Yeah, so that's just left us with skipping white space. So while it's not null, apparently, this number at 5870. So yeah, that's going to be the final. Oh, it's a new line, isn't it? Is it? Let's see what happens if I do. It's always going to be less than this size. Wonder why that's never getting out of the loop. Well, the point to take away the location is less than the... I'll tell you what, is it because it's the buffer size? The buffer size, take away 1 is probably what I need. Because it's 1, you know, if we've left space for the null terminator. So I can actually, so that's it is the actual null. And maybe that's just fine. So yeah, here's our thing. Got all single line comment, multi-line comment, single line comment, another single line comment. So I should actually marry it up with the actual Oh right, it takes the it takes the sizing with it, does it? Yes, this whole thing here is these are all comments until we get down to the HTML identifier. Got the assign, got the string, got the semicolon. Yes, we're getting that correct. Templates dir. Have we got any open braces? Should I comment the CSS images? Oh, that was up here. Support Patreon. So we call on, where are we up to? Update, oh, it's still up there. There's the comments. Okay, so here's some braces. Open brace. So we've got support equals PayPal. Open brace. Icon equals sprite PayPal. Semicolon. Close brace, semicolon. Include equals Cinera included. Open brace. Allow equals person. So yeah, this seems to be okay. I reckon the update interval is recognised as a number. I mean, I suppose I could look into compressing these cases, maybe. But really, it seems a bit not necessary, really. So, one thing we could do actually, we could just say, as a step towards compressing these things, right, so the default is just going to be 1. Right, so this doesn't need to exist. Oh, sorry, they actually need to set the advancement. What was the advancement of that one? Okay, so it was 1. I mean, I guess we could just set it to 1 just to be on the safe side. advancement is equal to 1. Push token advancement is equal to 0. And then here, presumably advancement is also equal to 0. Yeah. No, isn't that interesting? We just lost some information, didn't we? Comment single, brace and semicolon. C-type. Oh. Still not what we wanted. This is the correct number of tokens at least. 308. 307. 305, right. So yeah, I've kind of screwed up a little bit somewhere. Push token, the result T. Just undo all that stuff. So it'd be dead easy to write it back in again. So there we go, we've got 307 tokens. Push token, advance. Advance distance plus equal to the distance, yeah. If that plus 0, take away that, it's less than the size. Don't read that on by the distance. So yeah, that should be okay, I think. Oh, there should be no token, shouldn't there? That's the point. Yeah, right. In this case, it should only advance. It shouldn't add a token. I mean, maybe you could do token unhandled. You know, it's like a one-leg thing. Oh, it's when you're trying to... Right. Maybe you don't push a token for that, but you just sort of say, no token. It's a bit weird, but maybe that's what you do. Well, could be true, couldn't it? Did we lose the push token call? Didn't we? Tokens, you want to point to the tokens. Oh, right, and yeah, and I'm returning the tokens, so they're not actually pointerized yet. Right? Parsing argument 1. Should be the tokens. Oh, it's not the buffer, it's the result. There we go. So yeah, didn't push one token. So yeah, that's kind of compressed it a little bit. Now you can see there's a lot of stuff like, I mean, in these cases are all exactly the same. But like, it's a case of how do you actually set that? How do you set the type? It's not like we're switching on it. Token assign. Not sure. No. But no, I think I'll leave it there. We've got the tokenizer at least tokenizing everything. Apart from the null terminator. I think the next step is going to be probably parsing actually. So you just write the parser which sort of just checks that it's all syntactically correct. I think I'm going to have to parse it, and then I'm going to have to... Oh, we actually need to tokenize the other file, don't we? That's the point. So maybe that's part of the parser. Maybe the parser will actually say, it'll call the tokenizer on the other file. Maybe that's what will happen there. Yeah, that's probably is what will happen, because that's the only person who knows what the include keyword even is. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. All right, but yeah, that's it. That's all for now. So thank you very much, heroes and heroines, for tuning in, for being fantastic. And yeah, see you on the other side. Farewell for now.